So, hey students, a warm welcome to all of you, and today we are going to do some MCQs from body fluids and circulation. These will be the one word question and answer and the match the following and true and false. Okay, so open type of circulatory system is present in which phylum? It's mollusca and arthropoda. Closed type circulatory system is present in which phylum? It's Annelida and Chordata. Name the system in which the blood pumps by the heart is circulated through a closed network of blood vessels. Is closed type circulatory system as seen in annelids. Closed type circulatory system is seen in annelids. Name the system in which the blood pumped by heart is circulated through large vessel into sinuses. Open type of circulatory system as in arthropods. In which animal the heart pumps out only deoxygenated blood? It's feces. 1 minute. Why it's not working? Name the system in which blood pumps by heart is circulated through a closed network of blood vessels. Is closed type circulatory system. Okay, as we have already seen. In which disease blood supply to heart muscle is reduced? Coronary artery disease. In which disease arteries lumen become narrower due to deposition of calcium and cholesterol? Atherosclerosis. In which disease a symptom of acute chest pain occurs with no enough oxygen reaching the heart muscle? Is angina pectoris is heart pain. When a person can determine the heart rate of an individual by observation of ECG by counting the number of QRS complex in an individual. Where is heart located? In mediastinal space. Okay, fill in the blanks. The amphibians and reptiles are three chambered heart with two atria and one ventricle. So the blood get mixed and they pumped deoxygenated blood. Incomplete double circulation occurs in them. Amphibians and reptiles have three chambered heart with two atria and one ventricles. Heart is mesodermally derived organ and protected by double layered membrane bag called pericardium. Okay. The opening between right atrium and right ventricle is guarded by three cups called tricuspid by a valve formed of three muscular cups called tricuspid valve. The wall of ventricles is thicker than atria. SAN can generate the maximum number of action potential 72 and it's called pacemaker of the cell. 72 per minute, therefore for it is called pacemaker. Atrial systole increases the flow of blood into the ventricles by about 30%. In joint diastole, all the four chambers of the heart are in a relaxed state. The P wave represents the depolarization of arteria. 1 minute, let me draw. What? P, Q, R, S and T. P, Q, R, S and T. So here what? P represents contraction of arterias. Contraction of arteria. QRS represents contraction of ventricles. Ventricles and T represents relaxation of ventricles and end of systole. Okay. A system of blood vessels present in our body exclusively for circulation of blood to and from the cardiac musculature is called PNS, and the rate of heartbeat is cardiac output. True and false best questions. SAN generates an action potential which stimulates arterial systole. True. ECG is a graphical representation of the electrical activity of the heart during cardiac cycle. It's true. The cardiac output of normal man will be much lesser than that of an athlete. True. Like when you exercise, your heart rate increases and your cardiac output also increases with it. The wall of right ventricles are much thicker than left ventricle. False. left ventricle's wall are more thicker than that of the right ventricles because they have to pump the blood to whole bodies. Okay, in Pisces, the two separate circulatory system is present, hence they have double falls. It's single circulation, only one atria and one ventricle. The closed circulatory pattern is considered to be more advantageous than open circulatory pattern. True. Glucose is absorbed by simple diffusion through lymph in lacteals present in intestinal villi. False. Absorbed in blood vessels. The SAN can generate the maximum number of action potential 140 to 150 per minute in neonates and is responsible for initiation and maintenance of rhythmic contraction activity of the heart. True. In neonates, you have to learn that 140 to 150 per minute. Angina can occur in any age but more common among the neonates and infants. False. It's common in middle-aged, not in infants. Heart failure is sometimes called congestive heart failure because congestion of lung is one of the main symptoms of this disease. True. Figure 1 represents body and gills, and as you can see it is atria and this is ventricle. So in the above given flow chart, blood filled in the heart is this type of blood circulation is observed in feces and it's deoxygenated. It's single circulation. Okay. Now our main question has come. The P wave represents electrical excitation of arterial depolarization. The QRS complex represents depolarization of the ventricles. The end of T marks the end of ventricular systole. Okay. And this represents a pulse. AIMS recognizes it every year. I think so. I don't know more about it. A is what gonna do, and B is hepatic portal and hepatic vein. In which of the above given blood vessels maximum urea is present is in hepatic vein. Maximum urea is present in hepatic vein. Maximum urea. Okay. Smooth muscle and lumen. Figure A and B represents the section of which type of blood vessels respectively. As 1 minute. Veins are having large diameter than that of the arteries. Okay. So here A is vein and B is artery, as lumen is smaller and here lumen you can see how it is wider. Okay. Now sympathetic neural system, what increases and decreases respectively. A and B are heart rate. When parasympathetic acts on heart, then it decreases, and when sympathetic acts, it increases. Whenever parasympathetic acts on heart, then heart rate decreases heart rate. Okay. And whenever sympathetic and epinephrine or catecholamines acts or epinephrine epinephrine acts, then heart rate increases. Okay. A 1 minute. A is SA node, B is AV node, and C is bundle of his, and D is Purkinje fiber. You can learn this by 1 minute. Firstly, what SA node, then AV node. Okay, and then learn it by B and P. B for bundle of his and P for Purkinje fiber. B for BP, blood pressure, or bundle of his and Purkinje fiber. You can learn it by this trick BP. Okay, so this is how transmission occurs. Okay, now identify the wrong representation of cardiac cycle. Arterial systole, ventricular systole, joint diastole. Okay, arterial systole, ventricular systole, and joint diastole. We have to find which one is wrong. Joint diastole occurs, then arterial systole, and then ventricular systole. Yes, it's correct. This and this one is correct. 2 and 3 are incorrect. Accordingly. SA node, AV node, bundle of his and Purkinje fiber. Learn it by B and then P. Bundle of his and then Purkinje fiber. Art of aorta, intraventricular contract, SVC, and pulmonary vein. Okay. Sinuses are found in annelids as they are having open circulatory system. Neurogenic heart is found in 1 minute. I was wrong. Where is it? Sinuses are found in mollusks as they are having open form of system, and neurogenic heart is found in annelids, and venous heart is found in rohu and cuttlefish, and mixed blood is in frog. Atherosclerosis is calcium and cholesterol deposition. Angina pectoris is acute chest pain. Heart failure is ineffective pumping of blood. Heart attack is suddenly what? When sudden attack occurs, then it's called cardiac arrest, and when heart attack occurs, then the heart muscle get damaged. D is heart muscle get damaged, and cardiac arrest, heart stop beating. Okay, and hypertension is vital organs affected. 1 minute, I can teach you by this. Cardiac arrest, whenever they say that cardiac arrest has happened, then you have to think that its heart stops beating. Okay, hearts stop beating, and when they say that that a heart attack has happened, then heart muscle get damaged. Heart muscles damage due to inadequate oxygen or blood supply. Okay, sympathetic. 1 minute, what we have to do here is sympathetic 1 minute. Sympathetic acetylcholine heart rate increases, or cardiac, in sympathetic heart rate increases and cardiac output also increases. So a option is 2AK. Okay, norepinephrine, like sympathetic during sympathetic release it's norepinephrine, and parasympathetic it's acetylcholine. So during parasympathetic release it's acetylcholine, and it decreases heart rate and cardiac output also decreases. Now, systemic circulation is left ventricle, body, and right atrium. Pulmonary circulation is right ventricle, lungs, and left atrium, and systemic heart is left atrium to left ventricle, and pulmonary heart is right atrium and right ventricle. You can learn it by 1 minute. Let me draw. This is your heart, this is your lung, and this is the cell. Okay, so when heart to cell and cell to heart, it's called systemic, and when it goes from heart to lung and lung to heart, it's called pulmonary. Okay, so I can draw like this is your fourth chamber. So whenever it comes from here to here, okay, so it's called systemic. Left ventricle to cell to the right auricle, okay, and whenever right auricle, right ventricle, left auricle, left ventricle, so this is lungs. Whenever it goes to lungs and come towards this, so this is called pulmonary, okay. P wave represents arterial depolarization, QRS complex represents ventricular depolarization, and T wave represents ventricular repolarization. Okay. Cardiac output is 70 to 72 beats per minute. Stroke volume is 70 ml. Heart rate at 1 minute. Cardiac out I was incorrect. Cardiac output is 5 liter per day. 5 liter, okay, and stroke volume is 70 ml and heart rate is 70 to 72 beats per minute, and cardiac cycle is of 0.8 second, in which what we see is it's divided into different segments for arterial depolarization, arterial repolarization, ventricular depolarization, ventricular repolarization, okay. Here we can see arterial systole is for 0.1 second, arterial diastole is for 0.7 seconds, arterial systole is for 0.3 second, ventricular diastole is for 0.5 second, and joint diastole is of 0.4 seconds. So what we have learned is arterial systole is of 0.1 second, arterial diastole is of 0.7 second, ventricular systole is of 0.3 second, and ventricular diastole is of 0.5 second, and joint diastole is of 0.4 second. This is for arteria and this is for ventricle, okay, and this is the joint one. Tricuspid valve is right atrioventricular septum between the right atrioventricular septum. Mitral valve or bicuspid valve is also called bicuspid valve, and pacemaker cells are stenoid. Lub is lub is first heart sound and dub is second heart sound. And how heart sounds occur, how why we listen the heart sound lub dub. 1 minute. It's lub dub. It's lub dub. Lub occur due to closure of AV valves. Okay. And dub occurs due to closure of semilunar valves. Artery. 1 minute. This is heart, and whenever you sees that vein do this, this is cell and this is heart. Vein and artery. Artery led the blood away from the heart and veins led the blood towards the heart, okay. So artery carry blood towards the body, thick walled and red colored, okay. And what about veins? Veins carry blood towards the heart, valve in the lumen and wider lumen. So which one is artery and which one is vein? So this is vein and this is artery. because vein are having wider lumen. SA node, right atria upper corner. AV node, lower left corner of right atrium, bundle of his interventricular septum, Purkinje fiber ventricular wall. BP, you have to learn. Bundle of his and then Purkinje fiber. Bundle of his are interventricular septum and Purkinje fiber are on ventricular walls. So thanks and all the best for NEET 2021. Do your best. Okay.